Run, river, run, run through the hills. Run, river, run to the sea. Run, river, run to your place beneath the sun. Run, river, run.
Hi, this is Jan Lewis. Welcome to be my guest. Today we have from Shrewsbury two young authors, and you are going to love it. Welcome, guys. We have, on my left, Laura Lee.
Hi.
And her brother, David Lee.
Hello.
Then, Laura, you're only 2 years behind David, right?
Yes.
At first I thought they might be twins. I wasn't sure. They have each written books, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
How many have you written now in your trilogy?
2. I'm almost done with the 3rd. I'm about to publish it.
And we're going to show you what those are. David?
I have 5. It's a complete series, and I'm working on others on different platforms now.
That's pretty amazing. You know, I raised a son, and I don't know if he would have had the patience to do this. Now, we were just talking, how old were you when you knew you liked to write?
Actually, I started writing around the age of 7, but I never really got into serious writing. Like, I was writing short stories at 7. I got into more of this stuff at 10.
At 10?
Yeah.
And wait till you get into high school.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
When did you get interested, David?
Well, I started getting interested around like kind of the beginning of 2nd grade, and I really got interested in elementary school, just going for the media center where all the books, like the dinosaur books, and I read Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and the BFG, I believe.
The BFG, yeah, that like creepy guy on the cover with the kid.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one, yeah.
And yes, those books were scrumdiddlyumptious, I believe that's the word. And yes, I was a fan of Roald Dahl's style, the made-up words he was using, that's what I kind of wanted to be like him. So that's where the author thing started.
So that's how you liked it. Now, Laura and David, we were talking about their styles. Now, Laura, you would describe yours as fantasy.
Yes.
All right. Now, let's show us your books, which ones, and we'll talk about each one.
Should I talk about it first?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's talk about this one.
So,
and let's hold it up for the viewers to see. It says, a novel of friends and foes from strange places. Did you decide? Did you self-publish it and pick your cover?
Yes,
Wow.
and my dad helped me with the cover because he is very good at Photoshop, and we designed all of the covers.
You did all of them. Now, this was the first. Which number in your trilogy is this?
Number 1.
This was the first one.
Yeah.
Briefly, what is it about now?
So, the main character is this girl named Lily. She's 15, she's human, and obviously she lives on Earth. She gets kidnapped by elves and brought to what she refers to as the elfin world.
Yeah.
Because it's obviously inhabited by elves, but there are also dwarves on this planet. And the dwarves don't really like Lily because she's an alien, basically. I mean, what would you do if someone just randomly arrived from another planet?
Yeah.
So basically what happens is this war begins between the elves and the dwarves. The dwarves want Lily as prisoner. The elves want to keep her safe. So in the end, Lily's like, oh no, I have to get home. So she ends up going home, but she takes everyone else with her by accident. So what happens in the end is...
No, I want them to read it.
Yeah, but she's just trying to save her world.
She tried to save her world.
Yeah.
Okay, keep it kind of the mystery at the end. Now, this was the first one.
Yes.
Okay, now, which is the second one?
This one.
Okay, let's see that one. And this was called The Risen.
Yes.
Second book in the Two World series.
Yes.
Now, what does that cover mean? What is that?
So, before my first book is centered around human. Now this is centered around sorceresses who kind of aided Lily. They're first enemies, but they became friends.
Right.
So now this is talking about the sorceresses. So if you look at the cover, you see an icicle. And you see fire. So these sorceresses are basically separated, divided by their elements. So there are fire sorceresses with fire magic. They can make fire, they can heat up things. Ice sorceresses, they can freeze things, they can make everything snowy. And there's like light sorceresses, dark sorceresses, and so forth. So you can see it's ice transitioning into fire, kind of a mystery. So you can kind of see where that goes, because my main character is Minerva, who's an ice sorceress.
Is she also 15 like in the other story?
No, because sorceresses are kind of...
Ageless?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
You can never really tell how old they are, because she's young for a sorceress, but for a human, she's really old.
There's my son's girlfriend who loves fantasy. I think absolutely she's going to love it. I mean, I'm going to let her borrow my two worlds.
Okay.
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 Yeah.
Now, what was the first one? Did you? This was the second book.
Yeah.
Was there a first one? The first.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the Two Worlds. Okay,
Yeah.
Two Worlds was the first one. So this must be your copy.
Yeah.
I guess. Okay. Now, David.
Hello.
Hi, David. Are you with us? That's good. David, you tend to write more sci-fi, right?
Oh yes, definitely.
All right, let's hold these up
sci-fi.
now. Which is the first book you've written?
This is the first one.
Okay, this is Danny and the Portal of the World, written and illustrated by David T. Lee at age 7.
My very first, actually illustrations. This is the only time where I did pencil illustrations.
Yeah.
After that, I started doing kind of like digital illustrations.
Yeah.
On Photoshop because those looked better. They printed better.
You like that better?
Yeah, they're more, and also I get a little bit more freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well-
can play with color.
Oh, you can tell that. You can't see them, but you know, for 7 years old, this guy's got it together. You're now. Did you know at 7 you were going to do this? Did you plan ahead, or did it just happen? It came to you.
It kind of came to me. It wasn't like at 5 years old I wanted to be an author.
Yeah.
It's more of I guess an impulse. Like every young children has like their own
Yeah.
impulses.
Sure.
They're less inhibited to follow their dreams. So I kind of followed my dreams, and I got some support from my parents who told me to finish the book because they found it and they thought it was pretty good. And so I finished it, and yeah, I became an author really when I finished it, and I realized I liked doing this type of stuff.
Have you read any of these, both of you, in your school? Have the kids been reading your books?
Yeah.
Certainly.
Yeah.
You're getting good feedback?
Yes.
Definitely.
I asked
Okay.
my friends to write reviews.
That's good, because you know, sometimes like, gee, I didn't know they didn't like it, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Because you get it back and you think, oh, maybe they're right.
Yeah.
You know? Okay, now David, this was your very first one.
Very first.
Okay. Now, the next one, this one?
Yes, Danny and the Trip to Outer Space.
Danny, oh my God. Now, you did this one too. You designed,
Yes, I designed it with my parents.
you know, yeah, with Mom and Dad.
Yeah,
All self-published too. I love self-published.
every single one of them.
Can you see this? This is adorable. And you created it. Now, how old is Danny in this?
He's always kind of like ageless, sort of. I never really described the age. It's more like I'd always imagine in my mind that he's sort of the age that I was when I'm writing them.
Yeah.
But I never really. Maybe I would like throw in a comment like he's about 10.
Yeah.
But like I always imagine like he's like a kid, not exactly a teenager yet, but kind of like just like a kid
Right.
who's like going on these great adventures.
Now, you're going into your freshman year next year.
Yes.
High school.
Yeah.
And you are going to be a junior?
Junior.
A junior. My gosh. Now, on the back of Danny and the Trip to Outer Space, just to give you an idea, the story starts, we're going to do this with Laura's too.
Okay.
The story starts when Danny accidentally spills soda on one of his birthday gifts, an RC plane. What's that?
Radio controlled.
Okay, that shows you what I know. And it enlarges enough so that it could fit Danny's whole family inside it. Now, are you going to leave copies downstairs in the wall? Okay, at Upton Town Library. Local authors who are on the show. These are great for the kids. Actually, these are good. I see these as for the teenagers too.
Certainly.
And adults. You know, I like them too. Okay, now we've got that one, Outer Space. Here comes the next one, right?
Yeah, this one begins sort of like a trilogy where I kind of put the rest of the series in. So I realized that one of the reasons I started writing was that I was reading so much about dinosaurs.
Yeah.
But in my first two books, they don't really mention anything about dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So I wrote that when I was 9, and so I realized that hey, I should actually kind of go back do dinosaurs, do something about dinosaurs, and so I did a whole trilogy. Yes, and I was heavily inspired by Jurassic Park.
So, oh yeah, Jurassic Park. Oh, Danny and the Invasion of the Dinosaurs. Again, David illustrated it.
Yep.
You wrote this when you were
9.
9. And on the back, chomp chomp.
Yeah.
This is so good. Oh, what age group? Now, as it progresses up, would you say like from 6 to 12, 6 to 11, 10? What would you say?
I'd say 6 all the way to just like a general middle school
Just
thing.
anything. Okay.
Of course, the first few I wrote were evidently meant for younger audiences
Yeah,
because I
right.
wasn't writing as
You
complex.
were ready. Yeah, you were younger.
Yeah.
I love the way you spaced this.
Yeah.
I like that. I have another author, an older lady, and she was criticized for the way she had her book spaced. I loved it. But evidently her editor or somebody who was critiquing it said, oh no, you have to go back to the regular type of spacing. I said, don't do it. It's so much better and easy to read.
I'm curious. Spacing as in...
She had beautiful big printing like yours. And then she was... How was she doing? Between the sentences, there was a little bit more spacing.
More spacing.
And it felt like we were going through the book quicker. I don't know why. Maybe I'm a slow reader, but I like the idea. I really do. Especially when you have a younger crowd, I think if it's a little bigger type, personally, I prefer it too.
Yeah.
Now, this looks like, over at the beach, that, what's that thing they stand up on now? The kayak, what's that kayak thing, the board, the boogie board?
Surfboard?
Well, yeah, it's like that, but...
Waterboard?
Yeah, and then they're rowing it. I don't know, the balance has to be pretty good. This is Danny and the Revenge of the Wait a minute now. Oh no, this is the Adventures of Danny
It's the series name.
Yeah. Hoopenbiller, yeah.
Yes.
This is the series.
Series name.
Book 4. Now, what is he on in this one? What is that?
That's like a... so it's kind of like a cover where it had like a giant dinosaur eye, sort of.
Yeah.
And the dinosaur eyes looking at him and running away from the dinosaurs. And this book is about the dinosaurs actually evolve after they kind of suffer a setback and they go to Mars and then they become classified as Martians when they return.
What an imagination of you two! Oh, on the back, 1 year after the terrifying invasion of the dinosaurs, Danny settles down. He believes the dinosaurs are long gone. He is wrong. As a result of his trip to the past, the dinosaurs have evolved into a frightening new species, Martians. And I'm not telling you the rest of it because I don't know the rest of it. I want you to read it. All right, there's that one. Now, is this the latest?
This is the latest. It is the last in the series.
Okay.
And I wrote this a few years ago.
Yeah.
I've since moved on to larger projects. And yeah, this kind of concludes the trilogy, and it also introduces sort of a new species. And this one came after I watched more of those Godzilla-type movies.
Oh, yeah. The old movies way back in our great-grandparents' time, the black and white, yeah.
More the new ones.
Yeah. Oh, the new ones.
The new ones. And so I kind of wanted to throw in something like a third thing and then kind of like do a throwback to those, those classic monster movies. And so this is where this book came out from. And this is, aliens come and then like a new species comes from underground.
All right, you were 12.
Yes.
When you wrote the 18,000 words, you wrote down how many words? Okay. Danny and the Wrath of the Dinosaurs. And this looks like a lot of, helicopter or jet fighters on it?
Yeah. It's, again, we kind of played with the idea in the 4th book with, like, all the, like, the big dinosaur eye.
Right.
But this one, we wanted to, like, especially I wanted to emphasize that it's, like, a huge battle. Like, like, the ending battle of sort of, like, the War of the Dinosaurs, big conclusion. Mm-hmm. So, put in all that, like, all those helicopters and jet fighters on there to kind of emphasize it. And, of course... my parents knew how to translate that onto Photoshop.
You guys are amazing. Oh my God. Now, we're going to go back to Laura.
Yes.
And Two Worlds. The first one was The Risen, right?
No, the first one was Two Worlds.
Two Worlds. I'll get it. Well, okay.
Yes.
15-year-old Lily Claire isn't a violent person, and when she's taken from Earth to another planet, known as the Elfin World, she starts a war she cannot stop. She'll plunge into dangerous challenges, putting her life on the line, along with many others. One misstep, and things go extremely wrong. The enemies change constantly, from deadly dwarves to sorceress sisters. If only Lily could ask someone for tips on defeating the enemies. Now, I'm not going to go, it goes, oh, wait. I'm not going any further. They're going to have to read it. What age group would you say?
So I wrote this when I was 10.
Yeah.
So I was in 5th grade. So I would say middle school, but of course it's young adults, middle school to high school.
And adults.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know what to do. I told you, I'm going to be, letting her borrow my copy because she'll love it. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, now this was the first one. This is the next one, The Risen.
Yes.
And you wrote that at how old?
11.
11. The second book in the Two World series, The Risen. Okay, so Ceres, a fire sorceress and lieutenant to Queen Matilda, faces a coming war when the Ice Queen and her army are awakened after many years of sleep. She seeks out Matilda's friend, Teresa Fauvi, right, a sorceress, who recently helped save the world by taking on a human as an ally. Now, is there going to be a third?
Yes, I've rewritten it, I've edited it, and it's going to be published hopefully by the end of this month.
Oh, wow!
Yeah, and then my trilogy will be done.
You're doing it on. You're self-publishing it, right?
Yes.
Isn't that great? How many books do you order at a time?
25?
25.
Around
25.
yeah.
Is it? What does it cost to order? If somebody's a new author, young maybe, what are they looking at price-wise to order 10, 25 books?
We're looking at about $5. Yeah.
That's all?
Yeah.
$5? And they don't ask you how big the book?
It gets larger the more stuff you
Yeah.
write in it, and if it has color, actually a little tidbit from my experiences. My second book is the only one of my books that's in full color from inside, front to back. And the reason we stopped doing that is that the pricing to buy colored books is actually a lot more, actually, quite a lot more. And of course, we want to make profits from this when we're selling them out of book fairs. So that's why the later books don't have color, but on the inside, like colored illustrations. And
is it David? Is it $5 per? Let's say if you order 25 books, is it $5 per book or just $5 for 25 books?
Per book.
Okay, so that's, we're looking at, my math stinks, $125? Okay, I did well. That you really believe me. I got lucky on that one. Okay, so that's not, well, 125. So if you're young and you're really doing really well, or what age you are, they're saying 25 books for $5 each, only 125. So if you have that many, and as I help authors get out there too, it's like, you know, they often say, how many books do I bring with me to a presentation or book signing? Like, well, bring about 10 just to be safe. And then always you can make a list of who wants a copy and get it to them. You know, you don't have to worry about running out. That person likes your book, they're going to want they're going to want it one way or the other.
Okay.
Oh, definitely. So where have some of the places have you been appearing?
We go to a lot of towns in Massachusetts for events. We're in a couple of libraries.
Oh, definitely.
In what?
Predominantly libraries.
Oh, yeah.
And some school media centers, so like the middle schools. And of course our books are in the libraries, like I said. And we go to a lot of events to just promote ourselves.
Sure. You know, there are expos out there. I know about these authors' expos, and boy, I mean, they have one out in Danversport. I've talked about it many times on here, and it's like you're walking into a fairy tale. It's a beautiful big yacht club. Well, it looks almost like you have a wedding and a reception there.
Wow.
And they chock full it with authors of all different venues. You know, you don't have to worry about being like anybody else. And then they had one down in Rhode Island, Cranston, Rhode Island recently, and that was, I think they had 300 and something authors in one big room.
That's a lot.
Even I was overwhelmed, and I talked with one of the authors. She says, I'm overwhelmed. I mean, how many people can you stop and see in one afternoon going down like that? But it's a great way to make friends and to get other hints as to where they've been and what they suggest. I like seeing the younger people coming in. I really, really do. Are you going to continue now writing? You've got,
of course, yeah.
You've got the next one. Okay, and you're going to continue, David?
Yes, I'm actually writing something online right now. It's on this platform called Wattpad, and this new project is called Cold 2653 with a comma separating the two words. Yeah, it's another science fiction one.
Yeah.
And the main character, this entire story is told from the point of view of an artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
And I kind of play with sort of the idea of I play with the science fiction cliches of sort of like robots in science fiction, because there's a ton of them, and there's always movies. Like, there's like a ton of movies from like Blade Runner to like AI from Steven Spielberg that talk about sort of artificial intelligence in one way. So I kind of wanted to throw in like an original take that kind of like plays with it, sort of.
Your parents must be so proud. I mean, the imagination's on you too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's now the next one you have coming out. Will be out. You see it next week?
By end of this month, hopefully.
The end of this month?
Hopefully,
Oh my gosh.
I have the final draft done.
How long did it take you to write it?
A while. A year, maybe.
That's not bad. That's pretty good.
I finished, actually, it didn't take me that long to finish the raw, rough draft, but then I read through and I was like, I have to keep making edits. And
Definitely.
I made like 3-4 rounds of edits, went through the whole thing over and over. Yeah, because I kept finding these little mistakes that I knew I just couldn't leave there, so.
How do people, I want to make sure everybody knows here, how can they get a copy of your book? Let's start with you, Laura. How can they reach you?
We're on Amazon. You search up Inflamages Publishing. You'll find all of our books there, and you can also find Amazon links on our blog, booksaretfun.inflamages.com. and we're in libraries. What's there a library?
Yeah, we're in a couple
Shrewsbury
libraries,
Library.
public libraries. Yeah.
Yeah.
Infomages is spelled INFOMAGES, and we have a website, sort of like a blog that covers both of us.
Yeah.
It's Books Are Fun, BOOKSRFUN, sort of like the Toys R Us thing.
Yeah.
That is so. Now, have you been over to Tatnuk? Over in
Oh
Westfield?
yes, certainly.
Yes.
You did. You went to Tatnuk. What'd you think? Did you go in the big room
Big.
and give a presentation at
Oh
Tatnuk?
no, we haven't actually given a presentation
Yeah,
there,
but we've
we've been there quite a few times to
Oh,
just
yeah.
read.
Yeah.
It's a really
Love
nice
that
place.
You know, the back where you can just sit quietly.
Oh
Yes,
yes, we've been there quite a
quite a
few
cool
times.
But they
place.
have that room there. When I've sent my authors there, if somebody's very shy, they'll say no to the room, and they'll give them a table up front where people can just come on in and walk by, and they can buy the book. But in the large room, each of you can get up and talk about your book,
Oh.
and you can do your book signings and all that type of stuff. But it's like a presentation room.
Yeah.
Awesome. And if you ever wanted to use that room, I would always suggest blowing up. Go up to Staples, whatever, poster board, and have them like along the walls, and have them like on an easel in the door of that big room.
Just like giant.
Well, this is what I tell my other, West, they do a great job, Tatnuk, getting the work out. That's not, but you can do an even greater job by making sure you've got some posters, put them up on the easels. People can't miss it. They walk in the door like, oh yeah, it's over here with a little arrow, a couple balloons. Find out when more parents come in with kids as well as young adults, that type of thing. Yeah, that's just one place. One of the places I suggest. There's so many places out there. This has been so much fun to meet you two. I wish, my son is a poet, and poet doesn't know it. I can't get him to concentrate on writing it, and he's only 27. But I don't know. What do you suggest to children out there who are like, not children, young adults, teens, that would like to do it, but they don't have the confidence? What would you suggest?
Like, be inspired. Read something that, really speaks to you, and like you know what I'm talking about, right? Something you read something that makes you want to like elaborate on it. So say I read do you know the Artemis Fowl series?
Yeah, I've seen his name, Artemis Fowl. Yeah.
Yes. So that I read when I was in middle school. That really got me into writing, and that was really a Kickstarter for me.
Yeah.
Besides like Harry Potter and Percy Jackson and all those other fantasy stuff. So like read something that like if you like science fiction, read something for science fiction. If you like fantasy, read something about fantasy, and look at those websites that talk about writing, how to start writing, what you can do, attend some classes, writing classes, and
Do you belong to any writing groups?
Actually, yes. I believe we have a membership in the Sutton Writers Group. I believe.
You must know Lisa Shea.
Yeah, we know.
She's a good friend.
Yeah.
She has been. Lisa has been on this show for years, off and on, and she's not only a fantastic author, but she is the president of the Blackstone Valley Art Association.
Yes, we've done
this
a
is
few
a small
events
world.
with
Hello,
her.
Lisa. I didn't know you two guys know. David, what would you suggest to young people?
I definitely say yes. You can write, but you need marketing. So you either have to it's taken me the better part of 8 years to learn how to market and get all the way to doing interviews like this.
Yeah.
So I definitely say get all the support you can get. And definitely get the support of your parents, because if you don't have your parents supporting you, it's kind of a tough road and an uphill battle, I'd say.
And you guys you're going into high school. You're already in high school.
Yes.
The teachers know already, and the other friends too. They know that you've got this talent.
Yeah.
This is amazing. Are they in your school library? Are they available for the kids to buy?
I think my books are in my media center.
In the middle school?
Yes.
Okay. And David, how about in high school?
Well, the books aren't exactly meant for high schoolers. They're written more for younger audiences. So.
Yeah, but as you go up, though, I read kids' books. I don't care. If it interests me, I'm going to read it.
Yeah.
But certainly I'll see if I can get them in the media center.
Yeah.
Actually, mind if I do a little bit of self-promotion for something? So we have an Instagram account. We have separate Instagram accounts. And my username on Instagram is Offer David Lee. Offer David Lee, it's all one word, all lowercase. And Laura's is Offer Laura Lee, also all lowercase. We are also... Our books are also in Barnes & Noble.
In Millbury?
In Millbury.
Yes,
We have sort of a thing going on where actually we did a couple events there, and we have some books, some leftover books that are currently on sale physically in the storefront, which is really exciting.
Yeah, so they're available.
So any viewers out there who want to like stop by the Blackstone Valley shops and check out the Barnes & Noble, look for our books, that would be amazing. And feel free to find. We have a lot more information on our personal blogs, our Instagrams. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and we have
another Instagram account, Infomages.
Infomages Publishing.
All
it's sort of the more
all one word.
Yeah. INFOMAGES. That's how you spell it.
David, you're closer to college. What is your goal? Are you going to go into literature, or what are you going to do? Teach?
The thing is, I actually want to pursue maybe a major in science, because I'm writing science fiction, and I kind of realized that if I keep just going with the knowledge I have, which is quite limited, then it'll be more of like sort of like a bit too speculative, a little bit too far-fetched. So I was thinking, if I have like a degree, if I actually know something, and then I can probably write more interesting science fiction.
What do you think, Laura, when you hit that time?
I'm also interested in STEM. I've developed quite a liking for chemistry.
Chemistry?
Yeah, I like, I'm kind of intrigued by all of the formulas and like how like putting two like substances together can create like this really cool chemical reaction.
Chemistry is hard in high school.
I'll figure it out.
I did not particularly go for it at all. You got to be good with numbers.
Yes. Yes, and I'm also interested in math.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
I meet so many people who are good at math. Hopefully there's more of me out there too that aren't so hot at it. But when I was in high school, I was your age, David. I was in my sophomore year. We had a teacher who, if he had to explain it more than once, he was mad, which was not good for a lot of us. Trigonometry and algebra. I was going to flunk it if my parents got me a tutor.
Oh.
And she was a senior, and I thought she was terrific. I passed.
Nice.
On the skin of my teeth, I passed.
Good job.
But nice. I was very, very fortunate. My parents, like your parents, are right there. Like, no, we're going to get through this. And she was terrific. She'd walk over to my house, sit down with me, and work with me. Yeah. This has been terrific. Now, what's coming up for you? Where are you going to be next? Are you going to Shrewsbury TV today, right?
Yes, we're actually doing an interview with Robin Miller.
Oh, I know Robin. She's been on the show. Yeah.
Yes, and that's actually, we're doing the interview right in Shrewsbury Library, and then right afterward, we're doing a 3-hour event, 3 to 6. Good. At downstairs on the first floor of the Shrewsbury Public Library. Yeah. We do this event, and we've done it for 5 years.
Yeah.
It's the summer reading kickoff, local authors showcase.
And it doesn't say universe, the title for the new kickoff for the kids reading. Something, the word universe is in it. Downstairs you could check. You know how the kids come in every summer and they have to read a certain amount of books. They can get a prize if they do. Something about the universe is the title of it this year. That would be right up your alley.
And and we're gonna do a couple. We're gonna launch into a great holiday season. That's in a couple months.
We have a lot of events in the holidays.
Oh yeah, we have 2 or 3 events per month, and we're adding more constantly every year.
Get into some expos. I'll tell you why around Thanksgiving and all. People are starting to buy holiday gifts.
Oh yeah.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Big shopping season.
Some of them are on the pricey side, so.
Yeah. All right. I want to thank you both for being with us, and come back with your other, if you got more books. I know you've got that one coming out, Lisa.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, David and Laura.
Thank you.
What a treat. We'll see you next time and be my guest.
Have a wonderful day.
Riding on a shooting star, heading out toward a dream.